the best tool for serious carriers. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to get 20% off Load Board Pro for 6 months. Need capital to grow your business or cover unexpected expenses? Rock Financial has your back. Whether you're looking for a flexible line of credit, a fast cash advance, or tailored working capital solutions, Rock Financial makes it simple to get funded, often in as little as 24 hours. No hidden fees, an easy application, and real support from people who know the business. Ready to take your hustle to the next level? Tap the link in the description to get started with Rock Financial today. Wish insurance was this easy? With LogRock, it's like magic. Real coverage appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
What's up? Good afternoon. Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. How's everybody doing? Come on in. If you are in need of commercial insurance for your semi-truck, your box truck, your cargo van business, if you're a gigger and you need commercial insurance in your state, there's a link pinned in the description below for LogRock, up for renewal, looking for a cheaper insurance solution. Also, the link in the description below is for you as well. Make sure you guys click that link in the description below for LogRock for all your insurance needs. This channel is sponsored by LogRock. Shout out to the good people over there at LogRock for sponsoring the channel. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Shout out to Sage in the building. What's going on? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators in the building. Shout out to the MGM gang in the building. Shout out to V Styles. What's going on? What up? Shout out to Kelvin Birch in the building. Shout out to Max Trucking. What's up? Shout out to Beats. Shout out to FTS LLC. What's up? Come on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. How's everybody doing? All right, we're going to talk about something. And guess what? Listen, some people gonna feel offended because I'm not doing this shit like from a kumbaya perspective. Don't think that I'm finna be like, talk about like how black people are mistreated. No, I'm finna tell you why. And some of y'all is the reason why the good people are profiled and stigmatized. You dig what I'm saying? So some of y'all, some of this shit that I'm about to say, some of you are going to be guilty of it, and either you gonna take it and say, you know what, this is me, I gotta change, or you gonna get in your feelings and you gonna be talking shit, and that's the reason probably why you failing, or you gonna continue to fail. Eventually you just gonna fail, because nothing that I'm finna say is wrong. It's not bad. And if you feel offended because you're guilty, then it tells a lot about you, not about me. So if you thinking this is like I'm finna like on some Martin Luther King shit, nah, this is accountability and looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? This is, as long as I've lived, freedom of speech has always been around. This is the most free I've seen freedom of speech. This is the most freely I've seen freedom of speech exercised in my lifetime, right? And it's for a few reasons. One, because it's being pushed, right? And two, you have people like Elon Musk that purchased a really, really large social media platform last year before last. I can't remember when he closed on. Was it 23 or 24? I think it was 23. And you go over to X, formerly known as Twitter. It's pretty much a platform of just corn and racism. people can now truly express how they've always felt in general. That's why there's a term, black fatigue, and black fatigue isn't the only fatigue, but it's one of the most popular. And it exists. I understand why it exists, but we're going to tackle it from the trucking. In all aspects, we're going to cover OTR. We're going to cover it from a local perspective, final mile down to moving. And we're going to try to wrap this in an hour. All right. So come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Not something that I'm expecting, a large audience, because this is one of the ones where ignorance is bliss, and ignorance is not going to hold themselves accountable. They're just going to continue to remain ignorant. All right. So does this black fatigue exist? And I'm going to go really into what it is, and I'm going to be straightforward. Right? I don't have any reason to. I don't have to. What do you call it? I don't have to. What's the word when you gotta like worry about like your job and your career and things? See, I don't have to worry about those things, so I can really tell you what it is, because I don't have to worry about getting canceled or anything, right? So I'm gonna really tell you what it really is, all right? And we're gonna get to it. Does it exist? Yes. We're gonna talk about where it comes from and how to avoid it, all right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you black, it's gonna be hard to avoid it, because there's so many people that just mess it up for the good people. A lot of the reason a lot of people paying high insurance now is because people years prior, recent years have screwed it up for people now. People that have done dumb stuff in recent years have screwed it up for the people who haven't done anything. We all got to collectively pay our part for all the shit that they did. The reason why, you may be looked at one way and you may just be a good person is because of what people that look like you have done. And with social media, people that have never came in contact with specific groups of people get to see how you act. They get to see how you act. So now they come across a person who looks like what has been perpetuated on the internet, and they're going to have you got a stigma on you. Same thing in trucking. So we're going to keep it simple. Rich says don't be politically correct. And I'm going to try to here's the thing. I don't want to, because this shit going to cut deep. It's going to cut deep. So I want to make sure I hit the points and I remain professional ain't the thing, but I have to get the point across, and I may have to go there with some people for them to understand it. Like I may have to go there. I really don't want to go there, but I may have to go there. All right. So now these accumulated stereotypes people develop after repeated negative interactions with the specific group of people. And it just doesn't only just start with black people. There's stereotypes and stigmatisms on all ethnicities. But we're going to talk about it from black people, because I think a lot of black people, when it comes to trucking, they just don't understand sometimes why things happen. And we may not go into details all the time, but we're going to do it today. I always hear people complain about shit and fairness. Life ain't fair. Life is real. It's just what it is. And in trucking, you're judged, especially you OTR guys, you're judged in 3 seconds on the phone. One of the main reasons a lot of y'all get hung up on is because of the way you talk. Some of y'all may get past the vernacular part, and then you get hung up on as soon as you get to some people. Man, Mark, as soon as I gave him my MC, he just said the load was gone. It was just magically gone. Because of the shit you named your company. Get it out the mud, trucking. Paid in full, trucking. What was the one early this shit? 2 baby mamas in a truck, LLC, trucking. Why the fuck would, if I was a broker and I'm black, I'm a broker, and I let you slide with the vernacular, and then I get to, what's your MC? And I see some ghetto shit. When I put your MC, some ghetto shit come up, man, you know what, the load just got booked, click. Man, I'm not giving you shit. Why would I give you a load? Why would I take the risk of giving you a load when you don't even have a common enough sense to properly name your company? Your company is a representation of you. Why would I take a chance on some ghetto ass shit like that? Why? Why would I take
This is a certified hood classic.
Why would I take a chance on some hood? You named your company a hood name.
Real trap shit.
Why would I do that? I got a shipper. It's a risk. Why? I'm not going to take that risk, probably based on past interactions that I've had with people that have ghetto names. You got a hood name, you named a trucking company. What you named your company tells me a lot about you as an individual. Every person that I've given a chance to, that had a funny, quirky hood name, screwed me one way or another.
This is a certified hood classic. Real trap shit.
So am I going to continue to make the same mistakes? On phone them trucking? Listen, we see them all. We see all these names. I see them all. No Brakes Logistics. Pray on it transport. Don't worry about it. Catch me if you can transport. Slide through logistics. Big Stepper transport. Glock and load logistics. Trap line transport. Fast money freight. 2 baby mamas in a truck, LLC.
This is a certified hood classic.
I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile.
This is what I think when I see.
I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile. I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile.
Shit.
Last minute loads, like, come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm not giving you shit if I'm a broker and I'm black from the hood. So you think the white guy giving it to you? That's why they hang up on your goofy ass. And I can't really say I blame them. Now, if your feelings hurt because you went out and you did the dun-da-dun and you named your
This is
your
a
company
certified
some
hood
hood
classic.
shit, and that's on you. You might want to reevaluate. Listen, it's the only thing I remember from 5th grade and why I can remember, well, you're in 5th grade at 10 years old. I can remember something 35 years ago. I was 10 years old. 5th grade. Teacher's name was Mrs. Falby. The reason, I can't remember not every teacher's name, but the reason I remember 5th grade and Mrs. Falby is because she said something. And when she said it, it just hit me. Don't you know how a person say something to you, it just resonates and it just leaves tingles through your body, or it just leaves some type of feeling over you. And at 10 years old, she said something to me. And it always stuck with me. I can't remember nothing else from 5th grade. On everything I love, she said, image is 50% of everything. And that shit stuck with me the rest of my life. A person is already going to profile you based on what they see before you even open your mouth. 50%. Image is 50% of everything. That shit stuck with me my entire life. People can now, the people that have fatigue, they can express it freely. And there's no repercussions going to be behind it. So all you OTR guys, you getting judged in 3 seconds. Just like they judge the people now because of the English proficiency. I was talking to a guy last week. He didn't understand why he's having a hard time with brokers. And I said, you know why? I said, don't take this the wrong way. Have you heard of English proficiency? See, he thought it just was like for roadside shit. No, that shit is before. If I'm a broker and I understand that there's a chance of you getting pulled into a weigh station and getting snatched up on some ICE shit or some English proficiency shit, my business is with the shipper. Now I got to go recover that load and explain to the shipper what's going on. So I might as well just thwart that. As soon as I hear you on the phone, hello, let me do it. Click. As soon as I hear that African voice, click. As soon as I hear that deep, whatever voice, click. Profiling don't just stop with you, but from this perspective, from the black perspective, you got 3 seconds. So your vernacular, how you articulate yourself on the phone with a broker, and then another big part, you get past that, even if they give you a chance, maybe they just, fuck it, man, I can't understand shit this motherfucker just said, because he got that AA, I don't want to call it Ebonics, we going to call it AA, what they call it, AAVE, African American Vernacular, I forgot what the E stand for. Somebody Google it, AAVE. It's basically a politically correct way to say the motherfucker talking Ebonics. That's when they just say, nah, it's magically gone, because they put your MC in and they see you got a ghetto ass name. You don't even respect business. You gonna name your company Two Baby Mamas in a Truck LLC. I'm not giving you shit neither.
This is a certified hood classic.
So that's you being judged based off that ignorance, but then you also being based off the last 5 to 10 dudes that they dealt with that did the same ignorant shit. They might have gave the first person a chance that did that ignorant shit. They might have gave the second person a chance, and every time they got screwed. This industry is communication-based. Logistics is communication-based. Trucking is fast. Final mile is intimate. Moving is personal. I say this shit all the time. Brokers want calm, crisp, clear communication. Homeowners want people that are safe. They want people that are polite. They want people that are professional. And as soon as you pull up, you're being profiled. From the moving aspect, you're going to be in their home, in their private space, at a minimum, on most cases, 2 hours, up to 10 hours, up to 12 hours, depending on how big the home is. In some cases, you may be there all day. So when they first see you, they're going to profile you, and then they're going to assess you, and then they're going to adjust accordingly. Just keep it a buck. You OTR, you call a broker. They hear a certain slang, a certain vernacular, a certain attitude, a certain tone. The stereotype going to kick in based on the people that came before you. You know what the brokers won't say to you publicly, but they say privately in those offices? I'll tell you. Is he going to argue with me? Will he check in consistently? Will he answer the phone? Will he follow instructions? A lot of the brothers, y'all know, listen, don't follow instructions well. You know you don't follow instructions well. The stigma is on the brothers for a reason. It exists. You know the brothers want to do what you want to do, man. I ain't finna do it the way, man. I'm finna do it my way. Man, you might not. It's my business. Man, listen. These people got to work. If they give you directions, then you got to honor their directions. I hear it all the time, even with content creators. They tell you what they gonna do. Is he emotional or is he business minded? Will he represent at the delivery professionally? Is we gonna see his draws?
This is a certified hood classic.
Trap shit. I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile.
Is we gonna see his draws? Is when he pull up to the destination, is his pants hanging all the way down off his ass? Is we gonna get a call because his pants is hanging all the way down off his ass? Do we got a stench? Is we gonna get a call that he smell like marijuana? Does he look disheveled? Same thing on the final mile side. Same thing on the moving side. How you present yourself. It goes back to what my 5th grade teacher said. Image is 50% of everything. You know why? When we go to people's homes from a final mile and a moving perspective, and I kind of touched on this last week, why we get treated the way we do, even if you're a good person, is because of experiences that these individuals who may not deal with a specific demographic of people may have experienced in the past, or now with social media, the shit that they see online. So now if I go into a customer's home, because I've experienced it before and I talked about it recently, I have to get followed all the way around. Guess what? I've been in some homes, some very modest homes, where I've gotten followed around and I got way more and have way more money than these people. I've been in some very modest homes and gotten treated like I was finna steal something. And I'm looking around like, bro, only if you really knew. Like if you saw where I live and like, and I had to eat that. Why? Because deep down, I know why they feel the way they feel. And I'm there for money. I'm not there to, hopefully me being here for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, however long it is, hopefully maybe I can help change the stigmatism and show them that, listen, all of us ain't like that. It's a difference between a black person and a nigga.
This is a certified hood classic.
Real trap.
It's a difference between a black person and a nigga. The shit really should say nigga fatigue. It shouldn't be called black fatigue. It should really be called nigga fatigue. But I understand, and I've understood when I've been in these situations and I've felt uncomfortable with certain demographics, and we spoke on the 2 demographics that just really do it the most. If you're in an industry in logistics where you have to cross the threshold, then you know these 2 different demographics that they don't even try to hide the shit. They own you. They over your shoulder the whole way. You not getting a moment. You're not getting a moment of privacy. They got a person scheduled for every single room. So I get why they are the way they are. So I can't, get upset. The only thing I can do is go there because I'm there to get this money, and based on how I act, because I'm professional, I know how to communicate. Our people are trained. They know better than going there on some dumb shit that we could possibly change the stigma. And, maybe after we leave, they can be like, you know what? They're not all the same. And I've had situations where I've gone into places and you can feel the tension. Like I've gone on jobs where it'll be 3 of us, 3 strong, just black men going into a white woman's apartment to move her, and she's there by herself. a lot of the time when white women or women in general, primarily white women, if they have a move schedule, regardless of who's the movers coming, black, you got men coming and you're there by yourself. So this particularly don't have nothing to do about black. Just in general, they'll try to have somebody. But, you know, in cases where, you know, they may not have somebody that can come be with them while they got these 3 guys in there, 3 men can be intimidating. Especially if you come from a walk of life where you don't communicate or you're not around a certain ethnicity. You don't have friends, you know, you don't have colleagues, and then now you got these 3 black guys that come in, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable. You can see it. I can see it. So now it's my job. Obviously, I'm going to go in there and do a great job, know how to communicate. But my job now, when I see that, because I study behavior and I can feel it and I can sense it, is to lighten the mood. And most times after 30, 45 minutes or an hour, you see that person change. They relax a little bit. Okay, these guys are doing their job. They're efficient. They're not taking smoke breaks. They don't look disheveled. They're actually clean. They're not having side conversations that are unprofessional. The conversations are strictly pertaining to the task at hand. They're not doing any weird shit like flirting and eye molesting them. Goofy shit. So you see the tension lighten up. By the end of the movie, they damn near ready to give you a hug. So I get why the stigmatism exists. The only thing I can do is make sure that I can present myself a certain way, and hopefully I can change a person's mindset. All right? So this is what customers think. I don't want anybody to get offended. All right? And if you feel offended, that means you're guilty, because I ain't saying shit wrong. All right, let's talk about cultural miscommunication. Black people communicate different. It's a facts. We communicate different. We more expressive, more personality. You have a faster tempo depending on where you are around the country. Some people have a slower tempo now. I was talking to the guy the other day, and I'm like, dude, you know, you hear some of these shorties now, they just be talking real slow, man. What's the NBA young boy, the way he talk? Him and then the other dude that signed to him, they talk the same. They just be talking all. I don't know what the good. I don't. What the fuck does that mean? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So I understand why a person from a different walk of life who speaks correct English wouldn't understand it either. What else as far as cultural miscommunication? More emotional cadence. You already know how we get, especially I'm from the crib. You get the clap in your hand. You know the women, they get the clapping, dudes get the stacking it. Man, boy, I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Boy, man, run me my chop, boy. Run me that chop. White people, they ain't used to that shit. Whoa, that's intimidating. You go from regular like, man, run me that bread, Joe. White people ain't used to that. They used to more of a casual conversation, even in time of of maybe a debate or a disagreement. The most you'll see is they turn red. You know when they get upset, they just gonna turn red. But they not as emotionally expressive as black people. And then when you start to do that, they get intimidated, bro. They don't want to deal with you. To them, that's probably scary. When you on the phone with a person, you could be on the phone with a broker and maybe the load didn't go your way. I've heard some stories. I've seen some situations on Instagram when these people be recording their conversations. I seen somebody walk into a shipper and was just a grown ass man and was completely unruly. I seen the viral video of the black dude and the white trainer. I think both of them was wrong. But this, I'm just using as an example. You see what the white trainer dude did, but then you see how emotionally expressive the black guy was. Not to say it was right or not to say it was wrong. I'm just proving a point as far as emotionally expressive. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong or good or bad, but I'm just giving an example. All right. So in logistics, especially when you're on the phone, every single word is time sensitive and every word is recorded. And that style can get misinterpreted. All right. Aggressive. When you get to raise your tone, because you may raise it in a way where it's conducive to your environment and maybe, your upbringing or whatever, but it's not professional. It's unprofessional. It's careless. If you disagree with somebody, you still got to keep a 6-inch voice. So when other ethnicities, right, they hear you in the way you express yourself and the way the reason why they may not want to deal with you is because they're not accustomed to dealing with that. How you talk in the barbershop or how you talk with your homies is not the way you should talk in your business, even with your employees. Something that was brought up in the Discord the other day, I think John wanted me to talk about it. I'm just going to incorporate that into this is, and I think Moving Company Hustle brought up too, communication amongst each other. Another reason people got fatigued. So let's look at it from a more personal perspective, like a final mile where you may be in a person's home assembling something for an hour. A treadmill or an elliptical, or let's say from the moving aspect where you may have to spend the whole day. The communication between the crew can be uncomfortable. It could be unprofessional, so it makes it uncomfortable. Yo, I don't want them niggas in my house. This is what they saying in their head. So while you thinking it's cool to sit up there and talk about what you did last night and who you did it with and what you gonna do after work and making calls and arguing with your baby mama while you on a job, that shit is unprofessional, and this is what places the stigma on us. I remember when I did the live stream about my journey, and I talked about when I wrapped my trucks, why I wrapped them the way I wrapped them. One of the main things was why you didn't put no black family on there. Like, employees were really upset when they seen them trucks start to come back and it was a white man on it. Because I already know the stigmatism exists. And I know majority of our business comes from downtown and the north side. See, I understand the demographic. Black people don't hire movers. Black people go get a U-Haul, and they get their cousins and people from the neighborhood to help. They're not finna pay $100, $200, $300 an hour, right? So, and I know the stigma. So I'm marketing my company, not that it's not on black, but I'm not using marketing that could insinuate that it could possibly be owned by a black person. Because I understand that's going to be thousands and potentially over the course of years, millions of dollars that I'm going to lose out on. See, these people couldn't understand it because they're not business owners. And I'll never forget, I got a call one day. I'm in the office. One of the workers called. They're doing a move in Hyde Park. And this is a customer that had used us 3 times up until that point. And that customer, black guy, was talking to the mover that called back to the office. And within conversation, it just came out that the company was black owned. And the customer, he was like, really? Because the way it's presented, not just the marketing from the trucks, but just the way it was presented. Uniforms, clean trucks, professionalism. He was so proud that he had that mover call. He wanted to talk to me. Call came through. Yeah, the customer want to talk to you. Anytime a customer want to talk to you on an active move, 9.5 times out of 10, it's not good. It's bad. Something done happened. Something got broke. A floor done got scratched. So I'm asking him to prep me. I'm like, man, what y'all done do? What happened, bro? Why you want to talk? No, it's not bad. He just want to talk to you. Man, just put him on. Hey, Mark. Yes, it's Mark. Man, I just want to let you know, man, you get it. Say you get it. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, man, I've used you 3 times and there's nothing on your website. Your trucks are not branded. Like, it's like nothing screams that this is a black-owned company. I want to let you know you get it. You know how to get this money. You get it. And I understood what he meant. And he understood why I didn't go plaster black-owned business, this, that, and the third, putting the black family on the trucks, this, that, and the third, because a lot of my money is going to walk out the door because of the stigmatism. See, me, I'm a realist. And I'm about the money. I don't get in the business to be what's the word I'm looking for? I'm in the business to make money. So if I know it's a stigmatism on us, then I can't market myself. I can't market my business and put, because I'm not going to make any money. In my market, black people don't hire movers. So I'm going to just not put it out there at all. You're not going to know who owns it. And I'm going to make sure that every single guy's clean, every single guy's uniform, the trucks are clean, they're wrapped, and it's going to be ran like it was a Joe Schmo that owns a moving company on the other side of town. I'm saying that to say this. People that don't operate like that, who have the same skin complexion, have to go up against the stigmatism based on other people. And then we have to work around the stigmatism to make money. First thing you got to do is admit it exists. I'm not trying to go out and change the whole way people look. The only thing I can do is do my part and show up and say, yo, you know what? Everybody ain't like that. You'd be surprised. A lot of the people, right, when the people would show up, they'd be surprised it was a black-owned company. Because even when they called in to book the move, the professionalism on the phone, the vernacular didn't represent what they would normally expect from talking on the phone to a black person. There's no ebonics. There's no AAVE. There's no fast talking. There's no drawl. The words are enunciated correctly. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to lose this customer. This may be the only time that I can get this customer on the phone, and I have to close this. So the way I'm talking to my homies is not the way I'm talking to a customer. And then there's a guy that was in the chat last week said, no, you got to put your white voice on. There's no such thing as a white voice. That's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. One of the most ignorant things I've ever heard in my life. There's no such thing as a white voice. Proper English is proper English. A person can tell that you're black, but a black person that speaks proper English because you know how to enunciate your words correctly. There are plenty of black people that speak fluent English. I see people on the internet all the time. Black people, beautiful black people that speak proper English. But then there's a bunch of people that don't. And they don't know how to turn shit on or turn shit off, I should say, when it's time to do business. The way you talk to your friends is not the way you should be conducting business. And if you can't enunciate words and your vernacular is not on point, then that's a problem. If you want to be in business, you want to communicate, and you want to go up in this way, okay, you may be doing okay, but if you want to continue to go up, I'm going to tell you something. The people that as you scale up, they don't look like this. And you're going to get to a point where you're going to deal with somebody and they ain't going to understand what the hell you're saying. Because you can't articulate your words correctly. You can't enunciate words. Your vernacular is off. If I'm doing business with a person and you can't articulate your words correctly, and it's a nice deal, and it's some money on the line, I'm not going to do business with you. Part don't nobody want to admit. A lot of the times, the reason why other ethnicities treat you the way they treat you and why they have this fatigue is because of shit that they've experienced in the past. And I know I just touched on it a few minutes ago. We see the viral videos of truckers yelling at people and cussing at people. And then y'all know what y'all do? Y'all justify the shit and encourage the shit by hitting the like button and then putting some shit in the comment, laughing and shit at them. That's why when I was trying to explain something earlier this year to a person, I don't really think they understood what I was telling them. Because people look at the likes and the views and the reactions as validation. Let me tell you something, bro. The same people that kiki and coddle you and laugh with you and hit the like button is the same people that's going to say, man, your stupid ass. As soon as that same dumb shit that you did, you lose your business because of it. The same people that encourage the shit is going to be the same people that say, man, your stupid ass. When you lose your business because of that same shit. And this ain't a popular topic. Notice that when we talk about certain things, people just don't want to hear it. They leave. They only want to know about the money. Now, if I do a live stream and I say, yo, this is how we going to run it up. They only care about the money. And notice when I do money, economy shit, because I built a reputation of being able to make calls and forecasting. They come when I do the economy shit, the call-in show, and the money shit. When I talk about shit that matters, like this shit right here matters. One of the main reasons why you may not be getting opportunities is because of what we talking about right now. So I can tell you the economy shit. I can tell you, listen, I could walk you in the door. I've walked people in the door. I got relationships. I don't do it for everybody, but I could walk you in the door. And guess what? I'll walk you in the door and then you'll turn around and walk yourself right back out the door because of this shit right here. People arguing and shit at truck stops. People showing up late. You know, that's another stigmatism we got on. We can't be on time. Unprofessional appearance. You know, you wear the Nike Tech shit with the Pooh Shiesty in the truck. You go into a shipper with the Pooh Shiesty on. Listen, if you ain't in Minnesota in February, January, or December, or November, or Chicago, or Wisconsin, or maybe like Detroit, if you ain't up here somewhere, or maybe like over in New York, Buffalo, or some shit, in the heart of the winter, in a polar vortex, then you shouldn't have a Pooh Shiesty mask on.
This is a certified hood classic. Real trap shit.
You shouldn't have a Pooh. Like, if it's June and July and September and April, why the hell do you got on a Pooh Shiesty mask?
This is a certified hood classic. Real trap shit.
You the motherfucker.
I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile.
You don't know. I don't give a fuck. You don't know. This shit, I can't make this shit up. If you not coming through the Midwest or the Upper East Coast between November and February, you shouldn't have a Pooh Shiesty mask on. Period. This is the only time we giving you clearance to wear a Pooh Shiesty mask, a baklava mask. If you down south and you in North Carolina and you in Atlanta and you in Texas and all these other places, or if it's the spring or the summer and you wearing a Pooh Shiesty mask, you a part of the problem.
This is a certified hood classic.
Paperwork. People don't got their paperwork together. You think brokers don't know this shit? They talk to you every day. This stigmatism exists for a reason. You don't check in. We hear it all the time. The motherfucker won't pick up the phone. We calling. You know why you calling, and you purposely ignoring the call. I heard a content creator talk about that shit. Ignoring the call. Like, why would you ignore the call? You got these people low. Listen, it's going to be some people that's going to be a nuisance. Nigga, if you got something of mine of value, you should understand as a business person why they calling you. Some people are going to be more nervous than others. Some people may be nervous because it's their first time dealing with you. Some people may be nervous because they didn't want to deal with you, but they had to deal with you, and they just want to make sure because of the stigmatism that's placed on you that you where you supposed to be. And then you further help the stigma by just looking at the phone and not answering. You in a service-based industry. It's just like being a waiter or a waitress. You're going to have some people that are more entitled than others if you're hitting the table or serving the table. You're going to have people that steady calling you. I need more napkins. I need more water. Bring me some straws. Bring me this. They're going to be entitled. But the next 5 customers may not be. But guess because this one customer is entitled don't mean you ignore them because they're asking for more requests. This is just a part of the job. Everybody is different. And guess what? It's something you got to deal with. Listen, I've heard content creators on everything I love say, man, the broker called me. I just stopped answering the phone. Nigga shit.
Real trap shit.
So even though you may be irritated, it's still your obligation. It's your duty to pick up the phone. You have freight. You got merchandise. You have a product. Not every person is going to operate the same. If you got my shit, man, if I call you 1,000 times, you better pick up. Now, you may disagree. Means you're unprofessional. Why? Listen, I've had customers. It was a customer here that did a local TV show, a food TV show. Probably one of the most nuisance customers, but one of the high-paying customers because this is a corporate customer that we move in studio equipment for a food show here. She was very, very particular, right? And only certain crews could work well with her. And it got to the point where she requested those certain crews. She took care of them too. She tipped really well because I forget which network. I think it was CBS or Fox. You guys are probably from Chicago, probably know what show I'm talking about. The cooking show lady that had the show in the 2010s. We used to do shit for her. Very particular. Some people hated doing it. A lot of the people that liked doing it, they accepted her being particular because they knew every time she summoned my company, that tip was magnificent. But she was particular. You think I'm going to treat her differently than the person who's not as particular? Absolutely not. Because if the people that I sent initially, even she was particular with me, she wanted to know the people that was coming, what time she called 1 million times. At the end of the day, don't none of that matter. Why? Because if I would have treated her different because she was a nuisance, then we wouldn't have gotten that repeat business. The reason why we got that repeat business is because she was already dealing with other companies prior to me, and the communication levels were broken because people didn't want to deal with her because of how particular she was. But the reason why she's on TV and she's successful is probably because of why she's so particular. Things have to be right. So yeah, she called. She's a nuisance. Man, is this person coming? Is that person? Mark, I need this person. They have to be on time because we got to have everything set up for this and that. And then I need to tear down here. We got to tear it down. So I need to make the truck. Mark, is the truck going to be there? The truck going to be there. Who's it going to be? Because I like working with them because I know how I am, Mark, and I know how I can get. But these guys are really patient. And she was just particular. She was nervous because everything had to be perfect. And from day one, no matter how much she bugged me, I took care of her. We would have never had a second or a third or a fourth or a fifth, all those years of doing business together if I would have fucked it up the first time. I'm not going to not answer because a person is steady calling me over and over and over and over again that's paying me. This is why I look at people when they say shit like that, and then I might not say nothing directly to them, but in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I can see the future of your business. If you don't have patience, how do you expect to have longevity? See, this is not popular. People come in and they leave. And this is why listen, I show and prove to you why so many people in this industry fail because the shit that really matters, they don't consume it. That also falls in line with the stigmatism. What's the one thing they say, man? You want to have something from a nigga, put it in a book. You know what's one of the main, I just laugh every time I hear somebody say this, Uncle Tom. Every time I hear somebody call a black person Uncle Tom, I laugh. Because the person who calls the black person Uncle Tom in a derogatory way is really the ignorant fool. You could tell they ain't never read a fucking book in their life. They took something and they just ran with it. What motherfuckers do? Because if they read the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin, they knew that Uncle Tom was the hero. They knew Uncle Tom got traded from different slave owner to different plantation and to different plantation, and he risked his life and got killed because of his morals and standing up for his people. Every motherfucker that I ever hear call a nigga Uncle Tom in a derogatory way, I fucking desecrate their ass. You a nigga, you ain't never read a book in your life. You just heard somebody else say some shit and you just ran with it. That's why we got the stigmatism, monkey see, monkey do. Let's talk about customer T when you're dealing with something more intimate, like moving. And I talked about, we're going to just go a little bit more in depth. Micromanaging. Customers, they're going to micromanage you when you go in the house because they don't trust you because of a stigmatism. Hovering. We've talked about that from these two different ethnicities because they don't trust you. Acting like you're going to break something. We've got a stigmatism on us of not being careful and not respecting other people's belongings. Doubting our expertise. Why? Because when we get in business, the likelihood of it succeeding in comparison to other ethnicities is low. So they don't think we have enough years of experience to successfully and be efficient at doing the job. Talking to you like you slow. You know why they do that? Because sometimes there's a stigmatism. You act slow. You talk slow. There's something that just came out in the news, in a report yesterday. I saw the segment this morning. Damn, I wish I should have pulled it up. Where they said, was it the government? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. They say they dumb down their speeches for black people. Hold on. Where is the article at? Hold on. They say they dumb their speeches down. Like the liberals, because they target, a black voter base. It came out that when they're trained to do their speeches and shit, they're trained to dumb their speeches down for black people. Where did I see that? I saw it this morning. What platform did I see that? Anybody see that? Did anybody see that? Where did I see that at? Give me a second. I saw it. I just watched it this morning. Okay, hold on. I found it. Give me a second. Where is it? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. We gonna cook. It was on News Nation. White liberals present themselves as less competent. Here it is. News Nation. So let's go to News Nation. News Nation. News Nation. I know I saw it. White liberals. Where's it at? Be patient. If you want to leave, leave. White liberals dumb themselves down to talk to black people. Let's see. Where's the video? White liberals dumb down to talk black people. News Nation. Where is the damn? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oh, here it is. Where's the video? I saw another creator react to it. I saw it on their channel, them reacting to it. So I want to actually pull up the actual segment because I don't want to have to credit two different people. I'd rather just credit the actual segment. Oh man, where did white liberals? Was it a live stream? Was it a live stream? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. White liberals. All right, I can't find the exact video, so I can't play it. But I watched another channel react to a news segment from News Nation where a lady was giving a speech, and she just talked about how they're trained to dumb down their speeches, right, to get through black people. We're deemed slower. We can't comprehend. They're saying we can't comprehend. But this is based on the interactions that they've had. They want our vote that bad to the point that they feel and they know they have to dumb their vocabulary down for us to understand shit. That's why they talk to you like you slow. Don't you know when you see viral shit, be like, man, why are you talking to me like like I'm slow. You may not be slow, but based on interactions that they've had in the past, this is why. And now they're saying it to you. See, this is why I'm telling you now what I said at the beginning. This is the freest freedom of speech I've ever seen in my life. People are really saying what they feel now because of like the Trump era of pushing freedom of speech. And then Elon Musk is, one of the main reasons when he bought Twitter and changed it over to X. Over there now is nothing but corn and racism. You can say whatever you want and it's okay. So people feel free and confident to say whatever it is they want now. The shit that they have always been wanting to say, they can say it now. That's why they're telling you. There's no backlash. You know why so many YouTubers that were demonetized 2, 3, 4 years ago are back? Sneeko, Steve Will Do It. They didn't let Myra and them get monetized back. Just Pearly Things, she's back. She got her monetization back. A lot of people that were demonetized are back. Why? Because the Trump administration, listen, if we find out you treating people who have conservative views any different, we coming for you. See, they had to push that agenda before because the previous administration and even before that pushed Mark Zuckerberg and all these other people one way, and now Trump and them coming in and they pushing it another way. That's why all these content creators that were blacklisted are back. Even Tommy Sotomayor came back a few weeks ago. They let him back on the platform. He's back off again, but they let him back. All these people that were blacklisted, they had to let back because the Trump administration said, look, we better not find out you mistreating people, you're not letting people have freedom of speech, and you're banning people that have conservative views. So now they just told you why they talk to you like you slow. Testing your patience. This goes back to what I just talked about a few minutes ago with the whole broker example, calling you and calling you and calling you. That could be a test of patience. They may not really operate like that. They may not really operate like that. It could be a test to see how far they can push you. They're testing your patience. Now, because you fall for it, like a dun-dun-dun on some nigga shit.
This is a certified hood classic.
Real trap shit.
You just blew opportunity. You a service provider. You're supposed to be patient. As a final mile person, there's patience there. You're assembling things. Some things ain't going some days, some things ain't going to go right. Same thing with moving. You're going to be faced with obstacles. If you're an OTR guy, you know what? You have to exude a certain level of patience. You may run into a traffic that you, like certain things you can't control. So if you can't pick up the phone, how are you going to act when you run into some traffic? How you going to act? See, this is how they thinking, because this is how I would think. Well, this person don't even want to answer the phone for me. They ain't patient enough to answer me calling them frequently. What they going to act like if they run into a situation and they run into traffic? Is they going to hit the shoulder? They going to hit the shoulder? What they going to do? They going to hit the shoulder and back up the shoulder to the previous get off ramp? Is they going to push the pedal to the metal a little bit harder if they ain't got a governor? Some of these tests come from the stereotypes. And some of them come just from the crews that they dealt with that came before you. All right? Now we're going to be accountable. We gotta be accountable. We gotta start pouring the finger. We can't blame the system for shit that we did. We can't. And we can't ignore the fact that the reason that a lot of these stigmas are on us is because for no reason at all. Like, people did this shit. These stigmas are on us for a reason. All right? So we can't be out here moving like hustlers. We got to move like business people. This box truck thing specifically. When I go, which is very not often, on like TikTok or Instagram, and I see people pushing the box truck shit and they showing they shit, I see hustlers. I see a motherfucker that's hustling. I don't see a business. I seen one guy yesterday, this nigga had teeth in his mouth, and he had one of these ghetto ass trucking company names. I took a screenshot, it's in my phone. Ghetto ass trucking company name.
This is a certified hood classic.
Real trap shit.
And if I was a broker, and I'm sure most brokers, when he give him his MC, they tell him, "Oh man, the load gone." Just off the name he named this company. On everything I love. That's all I see. I see hustlers. I see niggas doing weird shit, goofy shit that's not conducive of a business owner. Doing TikToks with their truck. I don't give a fuck if you own a load or you not on a load. That shit is ignorant, it's not conducive of a business. You don't know who's watching. You don't know what opportunity could lie out there. You don't know who's watching and put that shit in their long-term memory. And you may have to come across them later on for an opportunity, but they got that shit in their long-term memory. Man, I knew I heard this company. Oh yeah, you buddy that was on doing this shit. But then when you try to explain this shit to them, you the bad guy. Like, every time I try to explain some shit to these little niggas, and this is why I don't do it no more, I'm gonna do my little content. I'm gonna talk how ignorant and stupid these little niggas is.
This is a certified hood classic.
And this ignorant hood shit, and then watch them come back on the internet and complain why they don't get opportunities and the stigmatism that's placed on them and the fatigue and all that shit. And then I'm gonna talk about why. And then they still gonna be confused. Why they get left behind. The dumb shit you do. Resist structure, resist coaching, ask questions later. Listen, it don't just stop with, listen, I had a guy the other day, articulate guy, still falling to the stigma. Yo, you in my city. You waited a year and a half to ask me for help, and you've been struggling all this time? I don't give a fuck if you scared or not. You ask questions later? You're supposed to be proactive. This is business, not reactive. You're supposed to be proactive. Showing up unprepared, dressed unprofessionally. We've seen situations like that on the internet as it pertains to box trucking. And this is why a lot of these semi-truckers don't fuck with box truckers. This is why there's that line that's drawn in the sand. They don't even classify a box trucker as a truck. They don't respect you. Why? Because of the barrier to entry. That barrier to entry that they have in comparison to the box truck is day and night. And you see it in the level of professionalism. Now, I'm not saying that every person that's in a box truck operates that way, but you can see, because of a lack of barrier entry, you see why. This is more treated like a profession and this is treated like a hustle. And this shit exudes all over TikTok and goddamn it, Instagram. In your Nike Tech shit.
This is a certified hood classic.
Then the way you speak to people, that shit is, I don't even know if I touched on that. That's like a whole nother thing. The broker is like a customer. That's a person that you have to do business with. The receiver, the person at the end, is a person that you have to do business with. These are customers. Final mile, going into a person's home, these are customers. There was a situation, I think, last night, I think in my Discord, there was a situation. And I kind of was reading through, I don't know if I read it correctly, so I don't want to speak too much on it, but there was a situation with a customer and an owner-operator. They're moving the customers. Like, I've been in some tough situations. Like, I've been in some situations where I was talk to a certain type of way. And I know some of you real niggas out there that think you a real nigga, but you ain't really no real nigga.
This is a
You
certified
know what I'm
hood
saying?
classic.
Ain't nobody gonna talk to me like that. Listen, sometimes you just gotta let a motherfucker just say what they gonna say and just be done with it. It ain't worth it. I'm looking at the longevity of the business. If a person want to vent for whatever reason it is, I'm just gonna let them vent. As long as they don't put their hands on me, I'm Gucci. Man, ain't nobody finna talk to me like that. Okay. I know how far you gonna go in business. It's no different than a manager at a restaurant who, has to deal with customers from time to time that just felt like they didn't get adequate service. Not every customer is gonna voice their frustrations the same way. You're gonna have some people that's gonna voice their frustration in a more professional way. You're gonna have some people that just ghetto as hell. But at the end of the day, that manager has to treat both of those people the same. Why? Because it's a business. So now when you go and this person who may be a shrewd person or just a difficult person to deal with, who may express himself in a certain type of way, and then when he comes across this specific demographic and he knows when he's on level 1 and level 10, but he knows if he gets to this specific demographic, when he gets to level 6, level 7, they still communicate and respond the same way. But shit, this specific demographic right here, he only on notch 2 and they ready to turn up. Man, I done let a lot of shit like this shit don't mean nothing to me. When you're doing business, you're going to have people that come from all types of walks of life. You don't know what's going on in their personal life before they came to work. And sometimes it may not even have shit to do with you. A person will take their personal frustrations out on you. But from a business owner perspective, you got to let that shit fly over. Man, I'm here to get this money. Man, they just talking. I'm going to still do the job. And I'm going to go on about my business and go to the next job. I have people, listen, in my tenure, I've had people that just rude, ignorant customers. I had a dedicated one. Rude, ignorant. But they provided plenty of work and that money was always there. They were just, let me not even say ignorant. They were just short. Type of person that would, you after you conduct whatever business on the phone, wouldn't even say have a good day or bye. Once they say the last sentence, the phone call ended. So I wouldn't even say they were ignorant. I would just say they were short, shrewd. And it could have been for a vast majority of reasons. Who knows? I don't care. I'm not gonna, man, you know what? I'm getting tired of you when I say have a good day and, thanks or whatever, you just don't say nothing, hang up the phone. Like I don't care, bro. As long as you run the chop, the business is cool, you steady calling, you steady using us, and that bread is there, that check clearing, I'm Gucci. I'm gonna still treat you the same way. I was raised to treat people with respect. Even if you don't treat me with respect, if I treat you with respect and then you don't treat me with respect, as long as you don't put your hands on me, you dig what I'm saying? Then, okay, I know how to disengage. I just won't deal with you, so on and so forth. I'm not finna go back and forth with no customer. Especially in today's times with reviews and shit like that. It's just not worth it. So I don't understand when I be seeing shit, people be arguing with customers and shit like that. That's crazy to me, bro. That's goofy to me. And I see the super chats coming in. I'm gonna just have to get to them at the end. I apologize. So there's black fatigue, but then there's unprofessional fatigue too. So how do we beat it? And I think I've given examples of how to beat it as I've hit these certain bullet points that I had, for this live stream. First thing is communication. From an OTR perspective, the first person you got to deal with to even get the freight is the broker. And I just gave you the reason. When y'all be asking me, they be hanging up on your face and shit like that. I just gave you the reason why. So first thing you need to do is work on your level of communication. If you speak AAVE, And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm always keeping it a buck with you. Ever since I mentioned it, was it early this week and last week? I've had 3 people reach out to me to role play. Ty was one of them. Because they said, man, Mark, I know I have a problem with communication. Can you help role play with me and help me? I commend those people because they taking accountability. They know they ghetto as fuck, or they may have a deep Southern accent, and they want to change their vernacular and articulate themselves, or they want me to help them come up with a script on how to effectively and efficiently communicate with a broker. Proper phone etiquette as a business person. Speak clearly. Enunciate your words correctly. All your syllables. If you got a draw like Buddy that called in the other day, and I'm like, man, bro, is you off of perk 30 or some shit like that? The reason why I say this shit is to be funny, right? But I be dead serious. Like, why are you talking like that, bro? If you speak too fast, slow it down. Speak fluently. Correct, proper English. Use complete sentences. Don't sound like NBA YoungBoy. Don't use slang. Like Ty called, so this how we gonna do this. What? When he said that shit the other day, I damn near lost my mind.
This is a certified hood classic.
Real trap shit.
So we gonna do it like this. This how we gonna do this. That's not how you talk to a customer. Man, I almost lost my mind the other day when he said that shit on that live stream when we was role playing. Get your ego out the game. Get your feelings out the game. Presence. No Pooh Shiesty mask. Man, we don't want to see your Pooh Shiesty mask in September or in December or in goddamn it, June and July. Hot as hell outside. You got on a goddamn mask. Goofy shit. I wouldn't give you shit of mine. If it ain't November, December, January, or February, and if you ain't in the north, if you ain't up here somewhere in one of those 4 months, then you shouldn't be wearing a mask. Your posture. Like all that slouchy shit that you do when you go into a place of business and you conduct business with a customer, that's just not conducive of a good business person. This is why there's a fatigue on us. Your posture. Image is 50% of everything, especially for a business person. How you are the direct representation of your business, and you got a poor posture. You look disheveled. You just like how that NBA walk, how are they walking and all that? Like, bro, that shit ain't professional. That shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cute. A calm body language, assertive. Calm and assertive. Now, for some of y'all that do emails from all aspects of logistics, I've seen some of the way y'all email me. How you got a business and you don't even have a email signature? Second of all, how you got a business and you don't even have a handle? It's 2025. How you don't have an email handle? How you don't have an email signature? So forget just the complete sentences and the bad grammar. Even just these things. No SOPs. No workflow. Bad grammar. You can't spell. Run-on sentences. No punctuation. You don't know how to end a letter. Sincerely. Thank you, comma. How do you just write an email and then you don't close it out? You just write what you write, bad grammar, and then just send. Sincerely yours, sincerely, thank you. Looking forward to hearing from you soon, comma, sign, email signature. Nigga shit, bro.
This is a certified hood classic.
Attitude. You need to be solution focused. When you run into a situation and you call a broker, or if you run into a situation and you, like, say, final mile or some shit like that, you should be searching for a solution. Like, if you call me and you running your business and then you look at me to run your business for you, then I'm never doing business with you again. And I see a lot of people do is you're not solution focused. That's why you complaining about the dumbest shit now. And that's why I look at some of y'all just be like, nah, you ain't gonna make it. I may not tell everybody, you know, a lot of people I say, nah, you ain't, this ain't it. Some people I just be in my head, I'm just like, nah, they ain't that, bro. They ain't it. Some people like when you are solution based. If you run into an issue, call me and keep in communication, but then also call me to let me know with a solution. The stigma on us that we not good thinkers. Neutral tone. Keep the tone neutral. Stop going back and forth. Get the emotion out of it. And this victimhood shit, bro, get this victimhood shit out of there. And this is why they saying they got the black fatigue. And I'm just narrowing it down just to trucking, but this is why black fatigue is a thing. One of the main reasons they hollering this shit over on X and all these other platforms is because of the victimhood mentality. Like, they tired of, you know, being victimized for the shit that they forefathers did. And now they can vocalize and be forthcoming about it and not get met with scrutiny from their peers or their superiors and get in trouble for it. They're telling you what they felt all along. And to be honest with you, it's black people that feel the same way. That's why I say it ain't really black fatigue. See, what they really want to call it is nigga fatigue, because there's a difference between a black person and a nigga. That shit is really nigga fatigue, bro. This victimhood shit, man, listen, you gotta let that shit go. Cause ain't nobody, that shit over with. The last victimhood shit we had was George Floyd, when all the big corporate companies is Black Lives Matters and all that shit. That shit over with now. They Black Lives Matter, they found that they took the money and bought mansions and shit, right? The administration, they was pushing it. You see how these corporate companies really don't give a fuck? They're gonna go with whoever the 1% and the people that really control this shit, the narrative they want them to go with. When it was a liberal thing, when Obama and Biden was in there, what they do? They banned all the people who had conservative views. They demonetized them. They banned them off X. They banned them off YouTube, so on and so forth. You couldn't say shit about shit. You couldn't even have freedom of speech. When George Floyd happened, Amazon, this company, that company, all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter, Uber Eats. We're going to put all the black restaurants at the top. We're going to promote, as soon as you go on Uber Eats to buy something, you going to only see black restaurants first. That shit over with now. You see how quick they switched up on us? They did it because they was told to do it, because it was in their best interest to do it, because that was what the powers that be, the narrative that they wanted push. They ain't on that no more. So now it's going to be harder for your black ass. And they telling you, listen, this victimhood shit, we tired of, you know, saying sorry for some shit that these people did 8 generations ago or whatever. Yeah. No, we've been tired of this shit. Yeah, we don't care about your victimhood mentality, man. You got more opportunities than we got because of DEI and shit like that, affirmative action. These are the things that they vocalize. Yeah, we're not giving you this no more just because you look the way you look. Nah, nigga, you got to compete just like everybody else. Pull your pants up, speak proper English, because we're using this to determine in the competition, we're going to use all of this. We used to ignore that because we had to, but we don't have to no more. And we can tell you why. And we're not going to be penalized for doing so. People going to stereotype you till they give you no room. People will stereotype you until you give them no room to. People will stereotype you until you give them no room to. So unless you change, these stereotypes and these stigmatisms are going to always be in place. And it's going to continue to make it hard for you. It's going to continue to make it. See, I know they exist, so I know how to play the game. See, I'm not going to wrap a truck with a black family on it. I'm going to wrap a truck with a white family on it because now I got to compete against all the ignorant nigga shit. And that's why I did that. And that's why that customer called and said, man, you get it. And this is why I'm here. And this is why a lot of people that don't understand how to play the game because they hate to deal with reality are still trying to figure shit out. It's a real thing, but it does not have to determine your fate. You have to accept it. Your counterparts, your peers, if you're black, is going to make it a little bit difficult for you. Don't mean that you can't get ahead. You still got to operate with discipline, operate with a level of professionalism, integrity, keep your emotions out. We've seen a lot of emotions, even with content creators. I trigger people all the time. They can't control their emotions. Emotional creatures in business. How can you be emotional in business? This is a bad combination. If you operate your business with a little strategy, you got to have strategy because you still have to compete against the stigmatism that the ones that came before you and the ones that are currently out there operating in ignorance.
This is a certified hood classic.
Real trap.
And then especially if you over the road, you know, brokers know that most motherfucking black people don't.
I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile.
You got to compete against that shit. But once you get around that shit and you operate with discipline, integrity, you keep your emotions out the equation, professionalism, you gonna blow past and you gonna skyrocket. You're going to stand out. You are going to be the exception. You are going to be the breath of fresh air that when they see you, they're already profiling you based on the fatigue and the stereotype and the stigmatisms that's on us. But as soon as you open your mouth and they're going to hear that you can speak proper English when you're conducting business with the right vernacular, you can enunciate your words correctly. I've seen it plenty of times. Person, look at me. I'm dark, stigmatism. Or the darker ones, they the worst. Dreads. Well, I don't call my hair dreads. I call them locks because ain't shit dreadful about my hair. Locks, stigmatism. But if I see this as a person who I know probably doesn't come from my environment, as soon as I begin to talk to them, I'm going to present myself a certain type of way. I'm not going to present myself to them like I'm running into somebody at a place and they got on a Nike tag with a Pooh Shiesty mask on and some black Air Force Ones. The way when I talk to them, it's going to be different. This person, when we talking business, the vernacular is going to be there. I'm going to articulate myself and I'm going to enunciate my words. If I run into Lil Fo in them and man, what you on? You good? You straight? All right. You it's going to be different. You got to know when to turn. You can be from that environment, but you have to know when to turn that shit on and turn that shit off. And if you can't, and if you need to practice how to enunciate words and how to get your vernacular down, then that's what you need to do. If you know you've been speaking incorrect English for a decade or 2 decades, then you know you need to practice. Because you're going to limit your growth based off your ignorance and not want to do what you need to do to continue to excel. Period. And that's it, bro. That's it. I didn't even change my colors this live stream, did I? Did I have my lights on? Yep, I didn't even cut my lights on. Go to blue. Gonna go to blue. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What time is it? It's 3:30. How long I've been on? An hour and 30 minutes. Any questions? I'm gonna take 5 questions. I'm gonna get out. Oh, let me hit these super chats. Was it one super chat? I see a $5 super chat. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate that super chat from Daniel Sunkins. Appreciate that super chat. I thought I seen more than one, but all right, cool. Appreciate that super chat from Daniel Sunkins. Mark, your business acumen has helped. Mark, your business acumen has helped me grow my recruiting business. You are doing God's work. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mark, see, now here's comprehension. This is a great example of the stigma and the stereotype because he's saying this to be funny, right? He's trying to be funny. And I know who this is. This is a person that does this from time to time. Now, this is where the stigmatism comes from comprehension. I said it. If you're not in the North and it's not November, December, January, February, you should not be wearing a Pooh Shiesty mask, right? I did that live stream because I was doing some shit for my chick and I streamed it. It was December 1st because it was moving day. And it was 13 degrees outside. So he's a part of the stereotype because he can't comprehend. I live in Chicago. It was December 1st and it was 13 degrees outside. The people that was watching the channel, you can go watch it. It was cold as fuck outside that day. I said, if you're not in the North, it's not November, December, January, February, you shouldn't be wearing it. So December 1st, Chicago, it's okay. See, it don't take long, guys. It doesn't take long to prove my point. It never fails, bro. Never fails. Shout out to D-Way, what's good? Shout out to Rich in the building. Daniel Sunkins, I-40 eastbound. You the realest I know at this point, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Lewis, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Shout out to Moving Company Hustle. Shout out to Frank Sinatra. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification. So we the first people that got a time zone, black time, right? We on black time. We on black people time. James A said, you speaking the truth. All right, ain't no question. Yeah. Yeah, all right, man. That's it, man. I hope somebody got some value out of this. Hopefully, and when I see that shit over on TikTok and Instagram, just some of this goofy shit that these people be doing, like in these box trucks and shit, it's just sad, man. Me and my homies, man, man, this culture, man, I ain't gonna say we, man, because I ain't with that shit, bro. But cook, bro. The culture is cooked, bro. I'm keeping it a buck with you. Like, people will do stupid shit and they will jeopardize their business for a click or a like. They'll do dumb shit with their truck like you see for a click or a like. The culture is cooked, bro. Like, the shit that I've seen this week, even here with them kids beating up that woman here, that shit is sad. That shit brought water to my eyes. Even just the response of people in the city on that with kids, like they looking for these kids. They looking for these kids and these parents, and they own that with them. Like, seriously, they own that with kids. That shit is sad. This is the culture. It's cooked. It's cooked, bro. So, you know, it's a line drawn in the sand. And I'm just the only person who can tell you because it doesn't, you know, I'm out of there already. I don't have to be politically correct. And it ain't even a politically correct thing because I'm talking to my people and I'm telling you what you're doing is goofy. And this is why you feel the way you feel. You feel like people ain't giving you opportunity, but then you got to look at the shit you're doing, look at yourself in the mirror. And this is what makes it harder for people who got their shit together and trying to do the shit the right way. We all get represented based on the action. We get represented based on the action of others. I get represented based off the other shit dumb people do. And then I have to prove I don't operate like that. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm probably, some of these people that I see on the internet acting ignorant don't even come from places like that. How is a nigga from Chicago can conduct business better with a motherfucker from middle America who grew up around other ethnicities? You purposely want to come on the internet and you purposely want to operate ignorantly and stupid. And then you got some people that do come from that and that's just a part of they shit and they don't know how to turn it on and turn it off, right? But like, you would think, yo, I'm coming into business, let me change. Man, the conversation I had earlier this year, and I ain't gonna say his name, I was really trying to help Buddy. And I just realized that situation and like two more situations that these cats don't really want help. So we just gonna watch them crash and burn. A lot of these shorties, a lot of these new people that's just young, I'm telling you, they're gonna crash and burn. The culture is cooked, it's trash, bro. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna be less opportunity. Get what you can get now and get out the way. The line should be drawn in the sand. It's really not black fatigue. It's really nigga fatigue. They just can't say nigga. Now, it is people over on the X. They saying it a lot more often than they can do and get away with it. You know, there's a lot of them over there and they just make content based off saying it. But as a black person who is fatigued too, but it's not a black fatigue, it's a nigga fatigue. Black people are beautiful. If you are a black person, then you doing things the right way. It's the niggas that's doing the dumb shit. It's really nigga fatigue. D. Wayne said he got something to say. What you want to say? We're gonna put the link up there for you. Now, if you don't want to click the link, then I'm finna go. I got shit to do. Now, if you want link, clicked. Now go to link. So come up, say what you want to say. I got a few minutes. How do you pin it? Let me see. Pin. There go to your link. There go your link. D. Wayne Goldburn says he has something to say. There go your link. Shout out to Roll Life. Roll Life, I saw you left a super chat the other day. I didn't get a chance to acknowledge you. I think it was on the other show from a few nights ago. Appreciate it, though. I said next time I saw you in the chat, I would acknowledge you. Appreciate that super chat. Aaron Magruder been said that Black America is losing its moral leverage in society. Yeah, I agree. I didn't hear him say that. Aaron Magruder is the creator of the Boondocks, if I'm not mistaken. Is the gentleman, are you coming up? D. Wayne Goldburn or Goodburn? Goodborn, are you coming up? Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. We give you another minute or two to come up. So you got something that you want to say. Hope everybody is having a good week, man. Man, what I told y'all, man, I've been spending a lot of money, man. The last 2 months, man, I've been spending a lot of bread. I spent a lot of bread last month, obviously, with the renovation and shit. And then this month, oh my gosh, there's so many assets up for sale, man. People are selling. I love it. I told you I was coming. People who've been following me, we buying right now. We buying. Let them keep selling. Let them keep selling. I love it. Ooh, I told y'all we was going to a recession. Didn't I tell y'all I was coming? And we still ain't seen the bottom yet. Ooh, it's finna get ugly. It's finna get ugly. Listen, the indicator is showing this is probably the worst one we gonna ever hit. It's finna get ugly. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been right the whole 3.5 years. And I know the ones that want me to be wrong, you ain't gonna do what's in your best interest, and I'm cool with that too. So the people who want to win, it's about to get, listen, you think it's bad now. Oh my God, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I want it to get worse because I'm prepared for it because I'm ready to go shopping. The negotiations is just off their chain right now, boy. People letting it go for the low. See, I'm spending money right now. When everybody else, see, I'm spending money right now. See, I can't be up here making these calls and telling people what to do. I have to showcase it. And this is why we continue to win over here. See, when everybody was out doing all the dumb shit, we was just watching. And over here, we was talking about them, and we like, yeah, okay, this is what we finna do. We finna position ourselves over here. Sit tight, it's coming. But Mark, Freight Waves saying this. No, don't listen to Freight Waves. They don't know what they talking about. They said 2023 is finna, 2023 came. Man, Mark, you was right. Well, they saying 2024. No, bro, we can't go from this to that. It just don't work like that. Where is the money gonna come from? See, I follow the money. How are we gonna go from here to there? Where's the money gonna come from? You know what, y'all? I don't really feel this right now. Something ain't right. I done made too much money in the past 4 months. This don't feel right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna divest from over here and I'm gonna move this money over there. Mark, they saying that November we gonna do this, but I don't believe that. And even if that happens, cool, but I'm up like 3,000% over here. I'm up 10,000%. So even if that does happen later on down the line, that's cool but greedy pigs get led to the slaughter. What happened if it don't? So now I got all this shit that was made over here and I'm being greedy now, and then I wait and then the shit go like this, and now I'm sitting around kicking myself because I was up X amount 8 months ago and I was greedy and looking for more when I should have just took and repossessioned that shit somewhere else. That's why I got out. Damn, man, you was right on that. But Freight Waves is saying this, bro. No, it's not. Where the money gonna come from? Where's the money gonna come from? I'm looking for fucking layoffs. I need companies to start laying people off. I need the cycle to go the way it's supposed to go, like it's gone. And any other time we've gone into a recession that we need a recession. The issue that I was having was with the government propping the economy up and prolonging it. What's going on now should have happened 1.5 years ago. So now they forcing the shit. Cool. It had to happen anyway. We have to have a reset. Why? Because people that have money holding on to it. You don't spend money when ignorant people spend money. I want you to sell your shit now for dirt cheap. we'll buy it. And then once the economy crashes, there's only one way it can go up. And then once you get your little money and things start to go bad, you get your money and then you still operate from a level of ignorance, I'm going to sell that shit back to you way higher than what I bought it for you for, and I'm going to make my profit. And then the cycle going to repeat itself. So when you looking to buy, I'm looking to sell. And when you looking to sell at a loss, I'm looking to buy. I want you to go out and continue to do all the ignorant shit. I'm going to sit right here and just watch. Like I've been doing and I've been talking about, and the people that's following me, we winning. And that's why I'm like, damn, you're right again. D-Walt been following me for about 3 years. I've been calling this shit. I understand economics. Money just don't come out of thin air. And smart money don't spend money when dumb money do. Smart money buys from dumb money and then sells back to dumb money at an inflated price, inflated clause. Because dumb money they follow trends and ignorance. There's no way I would have bought a $20,000 box truck for $80,000. I took advantage of people at that time period. The people that bought homes during that time period, yeah, you got a very low interest rate, but you paid way more for the house. And now look, you paid more for the house than what it was really worth. You got a very low interest rate. But now look, you underwater. I said that. I remember specifically having a conversation with a woman here, and she just didn't listen. Just didn't listen. So I guess he's not coming up, man. I gave him the opportunity. Who's this? Tristan Cunningham. New setup is dope, Mark. Looking nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me do a little. I'll be forgetting. I got so many different shit back here. I ain't even got a chance to really. Who is this? Is this the person that wanted to call up, or is this somebody else? I can't see you. If I can't see you, I ain't bringing you on. You gotta turn your camera on. You gotta turn your camera on. Let me see something. Who was that?
Yeah, Mark, you can see me. You can see me now.
A little bit. Why is it dark? Where are you at?
I'm driving.
Where? Where are you at in the country that's dark already?
I'm in New Jersey right now.
Oh, so it's like 4:30 over there. 4:30?
Yeah.
5 o'clock almost.
Listen,
yeah.
Mark.
What up?
I wanna give you a big respect, and I'm gonna say that because I listen to you all the time, and this conversation that you're having now, I had to call in because what you're saying is facts. What you're saying is facts, right? In terms of business. And a lot of people don't understand that this is a different society that we're living in right now. And if you're doing business, and if you're in the service world where you got to go out and you got to create that business for yourself. You got to earn clients. You got to be able to learn how to communicate with people. Right?
Yeah.
I'm in the trades. I got a guy that I subcontract a job for a few days ago. Right? Now, I'm a subcontractor myself.
Yep.
Right? And I'm subcontracting a job. He does flooring. He does sanding. I don't do sanding. Refinishing flooring. Right?
Okay.
And I gave him the job. And when I picked him up Monday morning to go on the job, he was so right.
You hit a rough patch out there on the road. We having a hard time hearing you. If you hear me, you hit a dead zone. Now I think you completely frozen. You frozen. If you hear me, you frozen. Yeah, you froze. You froze, big dog. I'm gonna give you a second to call back up. I'm gonna give you a minute or two to call back up. Yo.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you
I hear
me
you.
now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so like I was saying, just the unpreparedness, and this is a person who's acting what he's charging, the money he wants for the job, but you're not professional. You know what I mean? You don't know. You got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So what you're talking a while ago, and I'm listening to the conversation, and I'm like, yo, this guy, what you're talking is facts, right? Let me tell you something, and I say this to a lot of people in the trades, right? The only reason why the other races, right? I'm not gonna call any other races, but let me just be honest. In the trades, the Hispanics, the Latino community dominate the trades. They dominate the trades, right?
Yeah.
The only reason why we're able to survive, or a lot of us, like guys like us, are able to perform better than them, is because of the language barrier they're having. Right? I had jobs where they call me and they say, hey, can you come out and can you be on the site because the client, they need someone who could speak English. We need someone to communicate with the client. I say, okay, no problem. I'll be there and I'll be on site. I'll make sure it goes smoothly. You go out, speak to the client. Hey, this is what we're going to do today. This is your goal at the end of the day. This is what we accomplish tomorrow. The goal is going to be this. Clear communication. Okay? That's the only reason why other races like us, black folks, I'm speaking about black folks, we could survive because the language barrier. If they had if the language barrier wasn't in the equation,
oh yeah,
they would have took over the whole industry.
Oh yeah, most definitely, I agree.
Because if you look on the trades, you go on the sites, plumbing, electrician, roofing, right? Listen, I'm not gonna take it. They got good work ethics, and to be quite honest with you, they're a lot more professional than most of us. Let's be honest. It's just the language barrier. You know what I mean? The other night I listened to you. I'm driving, and I'm listening to you, bro, on that young man that you're doing the talking with him back and forth. You know, he's trying to start up his company and stuff. Let me tell you something. In business, you know what the key is? What I learned, one of the number one keys, especially if you're a one-man army, you gotta have that sales done pack.
Oh yeah, talk about it all the time. Yep, we lost you.
We always get
started. There you go. We see you, but we don't hear you. We see you, but we don't hear you. Calling me. We see you, but we don't hear you. 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 Give him a second. Let him call back up. Jermaine says, when is the next time? When is the next time you're going live? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. You know, I kind of just do it as I do it. You know, normally I'm live at least Monday through Friday at least. Saturdays depends on what I'm doing during the day. But Monday through Friday I'm live. Call-in shows, if that's what you're looking for. We did the call-in show already for this month, so we ain't gonna do another call-in show for another month. I can only get through one of them a month, bro. I can't deal with that shit like that, like I used to. It's just so the next call-in show will be next month, probably like a week before Christmas.
Yo. Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Like I was saying, if you're starting up business and if you're doing business as a one-man's army, I would suggest to all these young brothers, try to take a course or something like that in sales. You have to have the sales down pack. Sales play. It's like marketing. Sales is marketing. Once you become a good salesman, trust me, your business is gonna skyrocket.
Oh yeah.
You have to have that sales down pack.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's what a lot of people are struggling with. That sales. If you're not coming from a sales background, you got to learn some sales.
I think it's the sales, but I think a big part of the sales is just the presentation. You may not be, you know, a strong salesman. Let's say like a person like me who just has been doing it for years and knows that if I get a customer on the phone, I can close the deal. You may not have that skill set. I think where a lot of people that look like us shoot themselves in the foot is just the presentation of it. You may be able to finesse your way,
right?
But a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot based on some of the stuff that I talked about. The communication, presentation of it, as far as the articulacy of it, the vernacular, enunciating your words, taking the slang and the drawl and all this hood shit.
This is a certified hood classic.
The nigga shit out the equation. You see what I'm saying? Getting all that shit out the equation and speaking correct and proper English. See how I just switched it up right now? Speaking correct and proper English. See, they would say, you speaking like a person. Ain't no such thing as speaking like no white person. Proper English is just proper English. Period.
It's proper English.
That's it. If a person has, I've heard people who are immigrants, right? So you can hear their native tongue.
Right. I'm an immigrant.
Right, but they still articulate themselves properly in the English language.
Right, like For example, that gentleman that you interviewed the other day from Chicago, that young guy from Africa. I
Yeah.
think he was from the Republic of Congo.
Yeah, he was very articulate.
Very articulate, very intelligent. You could hear it.
Yeah.
The moment he got on the call, I could tell this guy is intelligent. Okay? And these are the type, even though he's struggling, but he's going to rack up sales. Because when he gets on the phone with a client, and in 2 minutes, that client is going to say, well, I don't know if this guy has the skill, but I like this guy.
Yeah.
I like this guy. And sometimes your service is probably not good. I mean, the service that you're offering is not good, but your customer service is great.
Yeah.
And that's what sells. Because you got companies out there, you know, their salesman is like crazy.
Yeah.
He's making deals from left to right, but when they coming out to do the service, it's not 100%, but their salesman is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what rocks up business.
I agree.
You got to have it down pat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I tell people business, 80% of business is communication, salesman, marketing, and 20% is the actual work. Especially if you're working by yourself. If you're running a company solely by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
so it's a work in progress. That salesmanship thing, it's something that you learn to develop, you learn to build over time. You know, and speaking to all different kind of people. You develop that over time. It's not something that you're gonna get off the back.
Yeah.
But you gotta learn to deal with the public. You gotta learn to deal with every white, black, purple, pink, everybody. You got to learn to do it, and you got to learn to speak to everyone. You got to learn to speak to, like you said, you got to switch it up. You might get a client where you know they're from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and you got to change it up, yeah, you know. And then you might go to Manhattan, where you in the Upper East Side, where you know what I mean. Them folks got, you know, you got to switch it up because they're not used to that.
No.
And you're not gonna earn their business like that.
Nope.
So I think, listen, man. When I heard you speak, I said, "Yo, this guy." That's facts, and a lot of people not telling them what you're telling them. They're not gonna hear this. They're not gonna hear these kind of things anywhere. Not even like on YouTube or anyone. They're not gonna hear this.
No. A lot.
So what you're telling?
Go ahead.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts. Listen, I had to call in. I'm driving now, and I'm like, no, I got to call in because this guy's talking facts. And I seen it just this past week. I had you know what I mean? I had this guy. I'm getting jobs, and I'm gonna give him and I'm like, it's just you don't want to make a transaction difficult. You want to make a transaction as smooth as possible. They're like, oh my God, it's like, I can't believe we did business. That was just so fast. You want to make the transaction smooth. From the moment you get on the phone, that transaction should be so smooth. They call their neighbors, they're going to tell them, listen, the transaction was so smooth. You don't want to make any transaction difficult. Like, you know, you're dealing with your kids or something. You're correcting them. You know, it's supposed to be smooth. You know, but Mark, I applaud you, man. I've been listening to you for a while, you know, but I had to call in when I heard this one. I said, listen, I got something to say. I had to call in.
I appreciate you.
So keep your work up, man. I'm a calling whenever time I get a chance. Just remember me, man. All right, I call in when.
What's your name?
My name is Dwayne.
All right, Dwayne, I got you. Appreciate you.
Jamaican Dwayne. Big up. What's his name?
Oh, Kirk.
Kirk. Big up, Kirk.
All right. Appreciate.
Yeah, but yeah. Keep doing the good work, brother. All right.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
All right, shout out to Dwayne for calling in. Yeah, man. Hope everybody got some type of value from it. I hope, if you fell into any of these, categories of individual that I spoke on earlier, hopefully you didn't, and you're guilty. Hopefully you didn't take it the wrong way. Hopefully you respect my position and what I'm saying enough to accept responsibility for operating like that and starting the process to change, because you competing against the ignorance. That's the unfortunate thing. See, they don't have to compete against ignorance. They just got to compete in the landscape amongst the people that are just in the industry. You got to compete against the ignorance, and it's as well as everybody else, right? You got to compete against the stigma that's placed on you based on the shit that people do, and it sucks, and it's bad, but it's the truth. I talk about it because ain't nobody else gonna talk about this shit. Either they operating like this, they trying to sell you something, so they're not gonna tell you the truth about yourself because they don't want to deter you away from buying whatever it is that it is they selling, or they scared of the backlash. I don't give a fuck either way. You dig what I'm saying? So the truth is the truth, and a big part of the reason why you are, is you. You are you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's tougher for us, but that don't mean you can't make it. You just got to know how to play the game and don't fall into the stereotype. All right? I'm out. Peace.